everybody, it's me, Blanche. Now, if you saw my last episode, I took cauliflower and turned it into a canvas for Middle Eastern ingredients. Well, today I'm going to do the same thing with whitefish, and it's called semek bitahiniya, or fish with tahini sauce, right here on Feast in the Middle East. Okay, this is a weeknight dish I make all the time, and it's so simple, and it uses whitefish. Now, as far as whitefish goes, you could use petrel sole, rockfish, cod. Better to use a whitefish that holds its shape while cooking, and of course boneless. You don't want all the little bones in your fish. So make life easier, get boneless whitefish, and then you could have the canvas for this recipe. Right here I have 2 pieces of whitefish fillets, and I'm going to add to them 3 basic spices. One of them being cumin, or kamun as we say in Arabic. Now, cumin gives the fish kind of like a smoky flavor, an earthy and smoky flavor, of course, a Middle Eastern flavor. And I'm just going to sprinkle both sides with this cumin right here. For the next spice, we just have some coriander. I don't use as much coriander, maybe half a teaspoon. And I'm going to sprinkle both sides with a little bit of coriander, which goes really well with the fish. So let's just sprinkle both sides here. The last spice that we're going to sprinkle this fish with is sumac. Now, sumac is that tart berry. We used it with the cauliflower, and it adds, look at that beautiful color. Yeah, it adds a nice tangy flavor which complements the fish, because you know we like to pair lemon with fish. And if you go to siaverbs.com and use promo code BLANCHE20, you could get 20% off of these spices straight out of Jerusalem. And if you don't want to incorporate these spices and you want a one spice fits all, they even have a fish spice. So take a look at this. This is a fish spice. It has a different flavor. It has some of the same elements, but it has all in one. So you could either use their sumac or their fish spice from siaverbs.com. So now that we've got our spices, we are going to add some salt and pepper, and we're going to dredge it in some flour. So here I'm going to add some salt and pepper on both sides. Salt and then pepper. So we got the fish all seasoned with Middle Eastern spices now. And the reason, you don't really have to dredge it with flour, but I like to because it'll give the fish a sort of slightly crispy exterior, and it'll help the fish hold well as I pan fry it. So right here in a pan, I've got 1 tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And we're going to let that heat. The reason why I combined both is the butter has a high smoke point, so it won't burn the fish. And the olive oil has a spectacular flavor that I like to fry the fish in. So we're just going to wait till this melts. And while that's being heated, here I am. I've got the flour, and I'm going to dredge the fish with the flour. Now, there are so many different flours out there. I'm using just kind of your standard white flour. You don't have to use this. There are some low-carb flours that you can use there if you're watching your carbs, and some gluten-free ones that you can use as well. So if you're on a gluten-free or low-carb diet, feel free to use the flour of choice. So we've got the pan pretty much heated. We want it to kind of sizzle when it hits the pan. If you don't heat the pan up well enough and you put the fish on it, the fish is going to stick right on it. So make sure your pan is heated. Not too much. You don't want smoke coming out. But you see, I'm starting to see the bubbles. I'm starting to hear the sizzle. That means it's time for me to put the fish on there. All right, so here we go. We're just going to lay the fish here. Because these are thin fish fillets, it only takes a couple of minutes on each side, basically till it's browned. Flip it over, and we'll cook it on the other side, and it really will be done in a few minutes. That's why I like this dish for any weeknight, because if I want something really quick, a quick protein, nothing beats like thin fillet of fish for the kids. Just have it ready, boom, we're set to go. Okay, now we're going to flip the fish over. Okay, so we're flipping the fish over, and we're going to cook it on the other side like this. And while that's cooking, it's not only going to take like literally a couple of minutes over medium heat. I'm going to make the easy sauce. So the easy sauce is about 1/3 cup of tahini sauce, tahini paste. I'm going to add to it the juice of half of a lemon and about 1 minced clove of garlic. And that's it. This is going to have a slightly different flavor, more of a lemony flavor. So this is almost done cooking, and then we're going to plate it. Now what I do is I have caramelized onions, which I've already caramelized when I made the cauliflower. So we're going to add this into the dish. So we're going to plate the fish here, one, and we're just going to do this in 2 halves. So plate the fish. What we're going to do is top it with the caramelized onions that we had from before. We showed you that method in the previous video, and I'll link it above so that you can take a look if you want to refresh your memory. So we've got the caramelized onions right here. Look how beautiful that looks already. And to that, we are going to sprinkle toasted pine nuts again, right here. And just a few splashes of the tahini sauce, okay? Put as much as you like. You know, this is up to your preference. You could put the tahini sauce on the side. And some fresh parsley, because fresh parsley goes really well with fish. Oops, let's take that out. Parsley adds a nice fresh flavor. And you know what? Let's add some color. Why not? I have some pomegranate seeds here. Why not? We'll just add some pomegranate seeds. This is one of the special dishes in my book, my upcoming book. Go to feastinthemiddleeast.com and subscribe to my newsletter so that you know exactly when my book comes out. And voila, we've got our combined dish of fish with caramelized onions and pine nuts. This sure beats like a standard fish fillet that's super boring. And most of all, it's got an amazing flavor. So I'm gonna just take this bite here. Again, I like to incorporate every aspect of this dish into one bite. This is heavenly, guys. Hot as hell, it's burning the roof of my mouth. But I can handle it. You've seen me put hot stuff like this before in my mouth, so. Try this to mix things up with your weeknight meals, or this is a really great dish for entertaining, especially if there's somebody that guest that really loves fish. Try this with my either vermicelli rice on the side, which is also on my channel, or my yellow turmeric rice would be great, a great pairing with this. If you wanted a starch or potatoes, just work with it, add a salad. You got a complete meal just like that. So, thank you for joining me here on Feast in the Middle East. Leave me a comment below on what you think about this dish. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you can get videos as soon as I upload them. So until next time, I'm going to burn the roof of my mouth as I continue to eat this mouth-watering fish dish, and I will be back in another video very soon. This is so good. It just melts in your mouth. Oh my gosh, it's so good.